Whether you're a bodybuilder, CrossFitter, or anyone that is prioritizing their health and wellness, meal prepping is a critical component to be successful in that. Because if you don't meal prep and you just eat whatever is around you, and in America specifically, it's going to be crappy, unhealthy foods. They're going to be filled with a bunch of saturated fats and just not whole food ingredients. So meal prepping is going to allow you to stay on track, not consume too much calories, stay satiated, and the key is to eat palatable foods that you actually enjoy. So I'm going to walk you guys through on the foods that I enjoy, how I meal prep, and more importantly, how to do it in a time-efficient manner where you're not spending hours on end of meal prepping. Meal prepping should make your life a lot easier, more time-efficient, not be a burden on you. Alright, so for a meal prep, you want to have 3 different sources of foods. 1, your meats for protein. 2nd, your carbohydrates. 3rd, your greens. So for the meats, I'm going with chicken, which I've already seasoned with paprika, garlic salt, and black pepper. These are my 3 favorites. It tastes delicious. Paprika gives a really dense flavor that is hard to describe, so just try it and let me know what you think. But I personally love it, and you can add olive oil to this, but for this meal prep video I want to keep it as low calorie as possible. Plus, me myself, I don't use olive oil, although it's a healthy and nutritious fat source. People don't realize that 1 tablespoon of olive oil is 140 calories, 16 grams of fats. And although it's healthy fats, if you're consuming too many calories, whether it's healthy or not, you're going to gain weight. So I prefer to get my fat sources from avocado, peanut butter, and just whole foods in general. So there's that. So add all the ingredients into the bowl, give it a little love, mix it up in there, and that'll be ready to cook, which I'm going to grill here in a second. And I buy all my meats from Costco. This entire bag was $26. This is 2 breasts in each one, making it 2, 4, 6, 12 breasts for $26. Can't beat that. So yeah, highly recommend getting a Costco membership, especially for your meats. If you're gonna buy salmon steak, great deals there as well. Alright, so for the carbohydrates, we are going with potatoes. The little potato, specifically, I'll do these or golden potatoes, or even russet. Can't go wrong either way. Just a different, creamier texture with these, along with the golden potatoes that I really like. And again, no olive oil. So we want as creamy and delicious of a food without adding any external fat sources. Second carbohydrate is going to be white rice. I eat most of my carbs from white rice. Not just because I am a quarter Filipino, which maybe has been a factor for my obsessive rice love. But white rice is a simple complex, can't talk right now, a simple carbohydrate that is super easy to digest and super easy. It's really cheap. I buy a huge bag of this from Costco for like $15. That lasts me I think 4 to 6 months. So we're going to prep this as well. And then greens, we're going with the asparagus. You can do the broccoli as well, green beans. Either way, it's going to be cooked in the same way in the oven. For the potatoes and greens, we're going to cook it in the oven. We'll bake it, whatever, same thing. You guys know what I mean. We're going to preheat to 400. Let that get ready. While that preheats, we are going to start grilling our chicken. Alright, oven is heated up. Woo, it's toasty. Alright, I'm gonna spray this. I use avocado spray, whether I'm grilling or cooking on a pan. Stuff is great. And real quick on this, even though it says 0 calories, it's olive oil, guys. It's definitely not 0 calories. The way the FDA works is that if a serving size is below 5 calories, they can technically say it's 0 calories. And look at the serving size. It's 1/4 second of a spray, which we are definitely not spraying that quickly. Just want to let you guys in on that, 'cause I actually did not know that for many years. So I fell the victim of the 0 calorie spray fallacy. Whew. So spray that. God damn, kind of be a little too hot. Alright, now we're going to take these beautiful chicken breasts and lay them on the grill. Whew. All the breasts are now on the grill. Close this baby shut. Leave for about 4 to 5 minutes before we flip that. And for those immediately thinking, oh Jacob, I don't have a grill, then no worries. You are going to cook on a pan like majority of people do, which I did for the first 15 years of bodybuilding. So cook a normal pan, but the thing is, don't cook the full breast. What you're going to do is buy a pair of cooking or meat scissors like this, cut it up into little nuggets, spray the pan, of course, put your seasoning on it, cook there. The reason being is because, one, cutting it up in smaller pieces cooks a lot faster. And, well, yeah, that's actually the only reason. Because, again, we're trying to be as efficient with our time, and when you cook a full chicken breast on a pan, it's just so annoying. Like, it takes so long to cook. You'll cook for like 15 minutes, cut it open, and like Gordon Ramsay say, it's fucking raw. Which it will be. And just very hard to cook chicken properly, especially without olive oil when you're using a pan. So, yeah, keep that in mind. Jesus Christ, there's like freaking cobwebs, spider webs on my pan. Do not make the mistake that I keep doing, which is putting it in that nasty corner over there. Anywho, so we're going to clean this pan and then put some aluminum, I cannot talk today, foil on here in order to put our delicious little potatoes on there. And then we're going to do a second pan for the asparagus. Alright, time for the little potatoes. So I already put paprika on it. Can't tell I'm a fanatic for paprika. Put on the meats, potatoes as well. And then we're going to put a little bit of garlic salt on here. Also, I rinse these off quickly in the sink over here. There is some dirt and some other shit on potatoes, so I recommend just giving a quick rinse so that way you don't have a mouthful of dirt when you take your first bite. Alright, time for the greens. So I not only love asparagus because it tastes freaking delicious, but it contains asparagine, which is a natural diuretic that helps you get rid of excess fluid and salts through just more urination. So we're going to go ahead and just spray it quickly for that 0.4 seconds. Spray for the 0 calories. And then going to salt it with some garlic salt. Jesus, might do a little too much there. And then also, important thing to note, cut the ends of it. This part is just gross and not much nutrients in it, I believe. Could be wrong on that, but yeah, just a known thing to cut the bottom of the asparagus just for the juicy and delicious part. So time to put this and the potatoes in the oven now. Potatoes and asparagus in the oven, 400 degrees. So the asparagus is going to take around 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to put this timer just at 15. Check on it if it needs any longer. And then from then, the potatoes take around 45 minutes. So once this timer goes off, I just know mentally that the potatoes have an extra 30 minutes, which I'll add to that, or you just do it on your phone. Alright, time for the rice. So I'm doing 2 cups of rice, which means I'm going to do 3 cups of water. The way I gauge it is 1.5 cups of water per cup of rice. And this is a Thai jasmine rice, which is my personal favorite. And don't be like me and not wash your rice for the first 12 years of bodybuilding, because I did some research and realized how much dust, dirt, just particles that rice collects during the processing. So just take 30 seconds, rinse it. Again, you want to make sure everything is as clean as possible that you put in your body. So just want to make it imperative to you guys, wash your rice. Alright, rice in the rice cooker. I use the Zojirushi. I'm even saying that correctly. There we go. And the great thing about this is that it keeps my rice warm and fresh for 3 days. So I don't have to put it in the fridge where it gets all clunky and hard and just unbearable to eat. You have fresh and warm rice whenever you want for 3 days straight. So highly recommend this. Whew. Alright, let's see how they're looking. They're looking Not raw. Well, actually, they are still a little raw, but we gotta flip them now. Make the other side nice and crispy. You want that a little bit of black, more so that brown reddish look, as you can see here. Now, smaller pieces like this little girl is going to cook much faster than, let's say, this big boy right here. So keep that in mind. So once we take these off the grill completely, I'm going to take the small ones first and then check if the big boys are still raw. Alright, chicken looks good to go. Let's take the little baby ones off first. So I use my scissors, cut through this big boy, and look at that. Perfect. You don't want it too dry. Of course, chicken can easily be overcooked, so we want it as juicy as possible. So as soon as it becomes unraw, we want to stop cooking. Alright, 15 minutes up. Let's check how everything's looking. Woo! Perfect. It's got a little wrinkle to it. There we go. Now let this cool down. Potatoes have another 30 minutes since we did 15 for the asparagus. So, for 30. And let those babies keep cooking. 45 minutes done. Let's see how these tiny potatoes are looking. Oh, Jesus Christ. I just took a fucking whiff of hot air to my face. God damn. Alright. Whew. Okay. These are looking awesome. But to test this, we're going to grab a fork. And this should go in smooth like butter. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Zero effort. They are ready. Almost forgot to mention how to make these basic bland foods taste good, other than the seasoning, because seasoning can only do so much. I use these three things the most. So what are these three things? So, fat-free butter spray. This is great on my potatoes, my panini press, you know, making sandwiches. Great. There are artificial sweeteners in here, so I think everything in moderation. So if you use a little bit of this, you're going to be okay. You're not going to get cancer, but, you know, you pick and choose what you want to put in your body. It's just, so what I use, and I really like it. It makes food taste really good without adding a bunch of calories. Second is this Bolthouse Farms Classic Ranch. Look at the calories here. So for 30 grams, which is actually a lot, I only use the whole serving size, 50 calories. And this is going to be, what's like 70% less calories than normal ranch. Who doesn't love ranch, right? Whether you're putting on pizza, chicken or rice. I know that sounds really weird, but I like it. On potatoes, I put this almost on everything. Huge fan of ranch, and this has made dieting or even off season much easier to stay on track without consuming too much calories. Third is going to be just pico de gallo. I use this mostly on my eggs and then chicken or rice. So again, low calories. This is only 10 calories per 30 grams, which is a whole serving size. So just tomatoes, some onions, a little bit of salt, and it's delicious. So again, just to reiterate, you don't need to, you know, add a bunch of calories to make food taste good. You can still use low calorie options like these three. There's plenty of other ones. Like I know there's like G. Hughes barbecue sauce, which I also use, and they have other flavors. Same with Bolthouse Farms. So again, there's my 2 cents on how to make normally bland, boring, and clean foods, you know, give it a little spice and a little bit more enjoyment. So yeah, I would highly recommend buying these. And here is the final product. Rice cooked, chicken, asparagus in Tupperware. I don't have another big glass Tupperware. I highly recommend to always use glass, just less chemicals, BPA, all that stuff. So it's always advantageous to stay away from plastics. However, I'm using a Ziploc bag, so hopefully I'll be okay. But yeah, again, these are the main foods that I eat on a daily basis. Me being a 210-pound bodybuilder, I'll go through this in a few days. But for most of you, you eat like a normal human, probably around 3 to 4 meals I eat 6 meals, which you do not have to do, but just what I prefer. But my point is that this is the best way to go about it. From my experience, whether you're doing other meats like ground beef, tilapia, again, same thing applies. Cook in the pan, oven, just put the most amount of food that you possibly can, so that way you don't need to do this many more times than you need to do. Again, we want to be efficient. We have other things to do in the day, and meal prepping should make life a lot easier and, more importantly, a lot more healthier, because we want to get the most out of our training, of all the hard work, and nutrition is so important. So important. I know so many people that train their ass off, even have their sleep on point, but their nutrition is terrible, which they receive and get mediocre results, and we don't want that. So yeah, guys, like and subscribe. I hope this video was helpful. A lot more informational, helpful content on its way. Let me know what you else want to see, and check in next week.